Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Starfield. We are still on the key, and there are just some things that I want to do here. First, this is actually the first part of the Crix interview.
Hello everyone, I'm Gail Dunnigan of SSNN, and this is Galactic Talk. My guest tonight is one of the most notorious criminals in the settlement.
I also found the sixth part, so I'm going to make my way there while we listen to this.
Has landed him squarely at the top of the wanted list for every major law enforcement agency in the galaxy. I am, of course, speaking of the self-appointed leader of the Crimson Fleet himself, Jasper Crix. Good evening, Mr. Crix.
Good evening, Gail. Thank you for accepting my invitation.
Right now? Yes, well, being blindfolded and then grav jumped to what appears to be an abandoned mining facility isn't exactly what I call an invitation.
Well, I'm sure you're not surprised that your request for an interview would come with some very specific conditions.
Frankly, I was a bit surprised to receive any type of response at all. Would you mind telling me why you decided to do this interview?
Because there comes a time in every pirate's life where they have to make an extremely important decision. Do they take a leap and become one of the most legendary pirates in history? Or do they simply sputter on, subsisting on freighters and deep space privateers?
So are we to assume that you are taking the leap? That Jasper Crix is moving on to bigger and better things in his life?
That's spot on, Gail. That's exactly why you're here.
Interesting. Well then, would you mind sharing with us exactly what your particular leap entails?
In due time. There's no rush. In fact, I'd say we have at least 12 hours before the authorities trace this broadcast. Plenty of time to discuss whatever you like.
Oh, all right then. Perhaps the best place to start this interview would be at the beginning of your career.
Please, proceed.
Okay, and then here is part 6.
Tell us what the future holds for the Crimson Fleet.
Changes are coming, Gail. Huge changes. Crimson Fleet will soon be a much bigger player in this little game between the members of the settled systems.
That's quite a bold statement. Would you care to elaborate?
Well, let's just say that
this job's gonna rake in a
score
ton
so
of
large, it makes everything else pale in comparison. Beyond that, you'll just have to wait and see.
If you aren't willing to discuss the details, why grant SSNN this interview?
Every captain
Simple.
here's earned their
I
stripes,
refuse to allow the
bleeding for the
UC to
fleet.
spin or bury the story, making it sound like they're in complete control of the situation. I'm gonna tell you right now, they aren't.
Why does the
Need to
Crimson
have
Fleet
Jasmine.
need to make this mysterious move that you're being so evasive about?
Hey, be careful not to point that thing at me.
I know SysDef instructed you to draw this meeting out as long as possible. So let me sum this up. I intend to make sure that the Crimson Fleet becomes the United Colony's worst nightmare. And nothing, I mean nothing in this universe, will stop me from achieving that goal.
There are those that would disagree with you and claim this interview is grandstanding, or worse, a recruitment tool. After all, SSNN reaches every corner of the settled systems, and your aspirations could inspire the directionless to turn to the fleet.
You and the sheep that listen to your
Need some
garbage
medical
can believe
assistance?
whatever the hell you want. If you were so worried about what I had to say, you wouldn't have allowed yourself to be brought here.
Okay, and then next we are going to finally build a ship. So we will go to ship services here.
If you got any spare creds or just need to unload
Ship
some
services?
junk, head to the
No,
depot.
but just remember, I don't work for free.
And I'd like to view a model of
Bet you
ships. Okay, so we're going to modify the Crimson Fleet Ghost ship. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I might cut things out from time to time. But let's go into the ship builder. I don't like this cockpit, so I'm going to delete it. What's this? Missile launcher. I'll save some of these weapons first, and then I'll delete that. I'm gonna change the variant to passenger slots. Docker. Oh, it docks in the front. That's kind of stupid. Is it stupid? Yeah, so you dock in the front and it makes you go up a bunch of stairs. Yeah, I don't want that. If I guess I can't rotate this one. Okay, so let's build some stuff. First, let's build the... Does it make any difference? This one has 2 hull instead of 1 hull, so... And it's cheaper too. So I guess we're gonna go with that. And then we're going to build the cockpit here. Oh, it gives you cargo space too. Okay. I think I like this one here. Or I like the shape of it. Maybe this one. This one seems a little bit too long. Yeah, let's go with this one. Get a wider view, like view out the windows here. And then these ones I'm keeping because these ones need Starship Design rank 1 to put them on, so I can't really change them out if I decide I want the back. Actually, if I go with a different one, can I put more weapons? Oh. Wondering where I put more weapons if I go for... Yeah, so there are more connection points here. So I'll go for this one instead. And then... Oh my god, I just deleted one of the weapons, didn't I? Oh, whatever. This one... I'm sure I can... Ugh. Yeah, gonna put that there. I'll shift this one back up. And then I want more cargo space for this vessel. $300 cargo. Let's go. Oh, fuel tank. Is this one any good? Grav jump fuel. Sure, I suppose. That I'm gonna keep there. And then I think we need some... So there are 2 warnings here. Low mobility, reduce mass or add engines to improve mobility. Yeah, so let's add some engines. And this is strictly going to be my Crimson Fleet ship. So these are a little bit more expensive, but lighter, more health. Better overall, basically. And then duplicate that, and then flip that. Can I put this up top? It looks a bit... it looks super long. Seriously? Oh, whatever. So I have storage here. I'm gonna put more storage here to balance the look of it out. Ooh. Oh. Cargo, and we'll just go with the same cargo here. And then what else do I need? Shield generator. I need another weapon. So I have lasers, missiles, and none. And I'm guessing these are ballistic weapons. Hull damage is 9. I'm guessing autocannon. The only difference between the cannon and the autocannon is the autocannon can shoot by itself. But I need a main cannon first anyways. And then... Can I put the autocannon somewhere actually? Ooh, what's this? Electron beam. Hull damage, shield damage 13. Oh, I'm guessing this is low fire rate, right? But it's so cool, I think. 3 point something. It's actually not that bad. Then let's change that for that. What was it again? Oh, that looks cool. Electron beam, class A. 2 errors. What are the errors? Weapon assignment, weapon assignment. Docker must be on the outside edge of the ship. This? Is that not the outside edge? Let's see if the bigger one can actually work. Where was that? Docker. Wrong one. This one, Docker top. Does this look weird? Looks fine. And then... what else do I need? So there's something here. I should have something here to balance it out. More shields? Reactors? Drive. What's... oh, that's landing gear. And... fuel tank. Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, I think I should probably get a better shield. Shield. Max shield health, 355, regen is 10%. This one has higher yield. And yeah, I don't like how these systems are exposed from the top up here, so I'm actually going to switch it down. And maybe even down a level. Yeah. Because it makes sense to have like your fuel tank at a place where you can easily access it, right? And then, can I put something here? Or... oh, so I have 2 fuel tanks now, right? If I delete this, then move this here, does that look a little bit weird? I think it's fine. Okay, so Crimson Fleet. Crimson Fleet ship. We're gonna have to make it the same colors. J. Can I select more than one? Shift, maybe? Control. Okay, so hold down Control, and you can select multiple things. And then press J. Color 1, let's make it red. The dark red. Color 2. Let's make it black. Color 3. Okay, so I like the gold here. What goes with gold? And something that can pop out a little bit, maybe. Blue. Pink. Let's go blue. I like blue. And then saturation. Yeah, just very light tints of blue. And enter. There's still one error. Oh, weapon assignments. Missile launcher. Electron beam. and then weapon 2, I'll put it to cannon, ballistic cannons, and then weapon 3, missile launcher. I mean, I'm not sure if those are the key assignments that I usually use, but I'm guessing weapon 2 is to press G. If not, I can always change it off screen. Yeah, and then this flight, all systems nominal. Looks pretty good, I think. Okay, so to name this ship, I'm going to name the ship after names from sci-fi shows. This is a Crimson Fleet ship, so it should be a ship full of like criminals. Now, 2 ideas come to mind here. One is a older show, and one is a newer show. But I think I'm going to save the older show for my final ship, and that will be a bit of a surprise there. So I'm going to go with the slightly newer show that has a ship full of criminals. So I'm going to call this ship the Raza. Is that how you spell it? I think so. Raza. Yeah. Exit tab. Accept. Oh, got an achievement, modifying ship. Okay, so this is the Raza. So the Raza is from a sci-fi show called Dark Matter. It was a decent sci-fi show, but don't watch it. It got cancelled halfway, never finished. Similar to like most of the sci-fi shows in the Sci-Fi Network, they just get cancelled. That's part of the reason why I don't even bother watching sci-fi anymore until they're like fully released. Okay, so we should. What should we do? Right, I actually didn't finish the quest last time. I still have to report it to SysDef, so I'm gonna fly my Crimson Fleet ship all the way there. Oh, I guess I don't have the jump distance, so I have to go through here. So I guess we're going to Sagan first. Ooh, it's Red Sun. Oh, damn. This is Red Dwarf, isn't it? I'm surprised it's freezing when it's so close to the sun. So I just realized I didn't actually switch ships.
Grab drives coming down. Systems green.
Let's crash into it. Nice. That's stuck. This is still the UC prisoner escort ship, which is fine, I guess. Having a Crimson Fleet ship land at this UC system is going to be a little bit suspicious.
All right, let's cycle that airlock and get aboard.
Okay, so let's talk to that person whose name I forgot.
Howdy.
Ikande.
You're back. So how did it go?
I thought you've been monitoring me.
Even with our best intelligence equipment, we can monitor very little from the vigilance. We can pick up local communications chatter and use long-range scans to see where you travel. But when you're on the ground, you're on your own. If we get too close, we not only expose ourselves to an attack, but we might blow your cover, and that could get everyone killed.
I've successfully infiltrated the Crimson Fleet. I'm confident this plan is going to work.
Then things are moving forward. Perfect.
Nice job, Rook.
I was certain we'd fool Delgado, but never. She's a sharp one. Overcoming her scrutiny is no small matter. Did you discover anything
I'll
worth
leave the camera
reporting
here.
yet?
Are you sure it's safe if I pass you this information?
I understand your concern, but you can rest assured that every member of this crew has been thoroughly vetted by both myself and Lieutenant Toft. Any
I don't trust
information
her.
that you turn over will not be leaving this ship until it's fully encrypted.
Look at that
and
smile.
encoded. I give you my word.
How did you know you'd be able to fool Delgado?
If the intelligence I've read is accurate, Delgado is a charismatic leader, but a bit short on judgment. That's why you want to stay on his good side, and stay away from Neva. She's shrewd, and she's sniffed out everything we've thrown her way.
Delgado is searching for a Galbank ship named Legacy, and that's carrying some sort of type of lost fortune.
Legacy. Why does that sound familiar? Wait a moment. Are you telling me Delgado may have actually located Crix's legacy?
I have never heard of such a thing.
I'm surprised. I thought this was one of those tales that made it to every corner of the settled systems.
I suppose it's possible, sir. Intelligence picked up a bit of chatter on that subject recently. We assumed it was some sort of tall tale or a story to attract recruits to their cause.
Story or not, Delgado believes it's real.
Well, let's find out if Delgado's chasing ghosts, or he's smarter than we suspect. Let me see what we have here. Nope. There are no records of a Galbank transport named the Legacy in the database. I think Delgado's trying to manipulate
And you trust your database?
What do you think, sir?
I think there's no record because Galbank is hiding something. Delgado's no fool. If he risked his own neck to get that information, then he must be on to something. We have to take this seriously. What's your next move?
Why do you think Galbank is hiding something?
Can you imagine the amount of embarrassment Galbank would have to endure if they listed a lost transport in the ship registry? Doesn't matter if that ship went down 5 or 500 years ago. If news gets out that a bank has misplaced money, it would tank their value.
How did you know Delgado was with us at the lock?
That one's simple. We monitored your ships heading down to the surface of Suvorov. In fact, when he returned to the key and you didn't immediately follow, well, we almost thought our operation was terminated.
I was supposed to board a Starliner to steal Galbank archive credentials.
Clever, Delgado. Very clever. If I were in your place, I'd be trying to do the exact same thing. We can't let Delgado get his hands on what could potentially turn out to be the largest haul of credits the Crimson Fleet's ever seen.
Maybe I should head out to New Atlantis, sir. I could press the Galbank execs for information. Get ahead of everything.
No. Let's allow this to run its course. We have our agent here feeding us information. I think that's good enough for now. There's more to this than just finding the location of the transport. Jasper Crix was clever. For some reason, he never got there.
How do you know Jasper Crix never found the legacy?
Because the Crimson Fleet would be a totally different adversary, and Crix wouldn't have disappeared years ago. Even if they hid the money with that damn human computer Shinya Voss, our forensic accounting people would have found that data. No,
computer.
The Crimson Fleet are in dire shape right now. They haven't seen that much currency, well, ever.
Shouldn't I put a stop to this by killing Delgado?
And let Neva Mora take his place? Or Shinya Voss? Or any one of a number of pirates already gunning for his position? No. The solution is to stick to the undercover operation and determine how much of this is truly a credible threat.
I'll proceed as planned then.
It's imperative that you do. If the Crimson Fleet gets its hands on a transport full of currency, it would be disastrous for the settled systems. I need you to do whatever you can to bring us more information. And for God's sake, don't kill anyone on that Starliner. Both dismissed.
I have things I wish to discuss with you. When you have time.
Yes, but first, there was something I picked up at the key. about a landmark on Earth. Was it? This is about Blackbeard. This one, is it? Yeah, Diary of Krosuke Nagata. And I sit, like my grandfather and great-grandfather before me. I know I will never leave this prison. My wife said my family was cursed. The Nagatas thought perhaps whatever spirits we offended would leave us be when we fled Osaka. But maybe we are cursed. And all this because I lifted baby formula. These laws are pitiless, leaving my wife, my child, with no hope. And I just sit here, getting angrier. They think they can lock us away on some forgotten planet, but instead they feed this prison more bodies, more rage, more vengeance. One day, the warden will pay. Maybe not this warden, but they will regret their justice. And our vengeance will be the stuff of legends. From the Diary of Krosuke Nagata, an early prisoner in the lock who was eventually executed for staging a prison riot. And that wanted me to visit a landmark on Earth.
Word is the fleet has you chasing ghosts on Suvo.
So the other thing was, let's talk to Andreja.
I wanted to thank you for giving me the chance to work with you. I know we met under, unusual circumstances. You seem to be acclimating well to Constellation. Are you enjoying working with them?
It's certainly not like anything I've done before.
I think none of us were expecting what we have found. Well, perhaps Matteo. You have certainly become a vital part of the organization. That is a credit to your abilities. If I may, from what you have seen, do you think I fit in well with the rest of Constellation?
Fitting in is overrated.
Perhaps, but it is still important to me. I feel as though I am often looking in at the rest of the group. I do not like this feeling. I would like to feel that I am a valued member of the organization, but I am concerned that I am off-putting, or my actions have alienated me. I have not shared much, but everyone knows I worked with smugglers for years. I am no stranger to violence and death.
Sounds like fun.
I might not admit this to the others, but at times it was. I do not regret this, but I do know how it makes me seem. For those that have not lived it, it can be difficult to imagine or accept. Others here have seen conflict, but for more noble causes. Vladimir is the only one here who can begin to understand. He was the one who pressed the group to include me. I lack his charm. He puts others at ease. I fear my presence does the opposite.
Let's flirt with her. Trust me, you have a lot going for you.
That is kind of you.
I don't know how that's flirting, but okay.
You also have a lot going. I find expressing affection difficult, but,
Is it really affection?
Truly. Thank you. I know this seems trivial. Perhaps childish. I have just always relied only on myself. I have never been surrounded by people like this. By a group I wish to be a part of. Does that make sense?
Make it all about me. I don't think what you're saying is childish.
Thank you. That is reassuring. Discussing these things is... I wanted to thank you for not saying anything to Vladimir. I know that you said you wouldn't, but it is still a relief. I would like my contributions to Constellation to amount to more than violence.
And now you owe me one.
Again, I am not always good with humor. I am unsure if you are joking? But
not.
I will absolutely
Give me
remember
some
that
credits.
you did that for me. Thank you for talking this over with me. It is good to know that at least one member of Constellation understands me.
My buddy's gone.
The key. I can't imagine what state the pirates have left it in.
I bet operations.
That guy that was right over here
Looking forward to reading
in
your
what,
report.
part 7? My buddy's gone. No. Okay. I'm gonna actually explore the UC Vigilance here a little bit. I'm trying to find the place where they held the prisoner so I can visit that guy. Requires computer.
See all that chest candy on Commander Ikande? That means he's seen some shit.
Cool. Security.
Sir, if I may speak freely, is there a reason for the harsh reprimand? As far as I know, I just tracked a little mud into the brig.
Soldier, have you ever heard of trenchfoot?
Can't say that I have, sir.
Well, they say guards on Suvorov would sometimes trudge through cold, frost-wet trenches on their daily patrols. Prolonged wetness led to circulation and nerve damage, aka trenchfoot. Unable to perform, those guards were taken off duty, and security suffered. All because they didn't take the time to properly dry their feet. You see where I'm going with this?
I don't.
Don't you?
I do. But if I may, I would argue that we're not on some frozen planet, sir.
But you tracked in mud from your last mission. You brought in any number of microbial life forms, known and unknown, into my brig. These are direct threats to the health and safety of this crew, and by extension, the security of this brig. On my brig, cleanliness is a duty, and I suggest you take this duty seriously. And if not, I will have the commander relieve you of it.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Is my buddy here? How about upstairs? Prisoners, prisoners, no prisoners whatsoever. Can I open any of these doors? Nope. Interrogation room. Let's talk to this guy.
Welcome to the brig. As a member of SysDef, you may talk with the prisoners as long as you are mindful of operation security. As a
I wonder if I can
personal
collect
rule, I simply ask
prisoners.
that you adhere to UC Navy standards of cleanliness at all times. That means no mud on your boots, your hands are washed, and you are free of any
I want to put
contagious
Neva and Delgado
diseases.
behind these bars. Sorry to tell you, but I'm kind of a slob.
I trust your Commander Ikande's undercover mole. I understand the lack of hygiene is part of the cover. So, lucky for you, you're an exception to my usual rule. But try not to abuse the privilege.
Were there any problems securing Austin Rake?
No, the prisoner surrendered willingly, as per the terms of your deal. This is probably the safest place for him, if the fleet want him dead. You can chat with him, if you haven't already. I'm sure he has a lot to say.
Oh, okay.
You're dismissed.
Where is he, though? Oh, here it is. Yo, let's talk.
I guess you think I have some sad story to tell? That I met some sick orphans on New Homestead and grew a conscience? Or maybe you're the cynical type, and you think I turned a new leaf because I wanted SysDef to go easy on me. The truth is a bit more complicated than that.
It's not that complicated, you're a traitor. I don't even remember who you are.
I'm the traitor you handed over to SysDef? As if I'm the only fleet member guilty of that crime. You see, at my age, you know who you are. And I've always been a thief. I'd swipe a cred stick for my own mother if it had enough zeros on it. But even in a group of cred-hungry thieves, a man has to have a code. Rules.
You mean honor among thieves?
I do. You finish a job, it's supposed to be done. You get the rush and the relief. But in the fleet, doing the job isn't the hard part. In the fleet, you gotta worry about the guy sleeping next to you, and if he's gonna take a bigger piece of the pie. You gotta wake up the next morning and wonder why your slice is missing and the crumbs are stuck to his face.
I don't really care about that. Why join a medical supply ship?
Well, for one, they don't have much in the way of loot, but they're still important to somebody. You can't just blow up one without it showing up on SSNN, or a UC captain getting a 10-inch stack of slates on his desk. But more importantly, do-gooders are predictable. The pirate code changes depending on who's reciting it. Honest folks, they have a habit of writing their rules down. Why did I join the Regana? Truth is, I just wanted a good night's sleep.
Fair enough. Would you be interested in working for SysDef?
And put a bigger target on my back? As far as I'm concerned, the brig is the safest place I can be. The second you drag me into some private room, you're basically telling everyone here that I'm a rat.
Neva mentioned you changed your identity?
Yeah, I've had some work done. If you got the Crimson Fleet on your back, you would too. As for the name, that was actually the hard part. You can use 100 different aliases and the system will just add them to the list. Now you can pay a guy to delete the list, but nothing's ever really gone forever. Neva probably paid the same guy to hit rewind, and here we are.
Okay. Is that all you want to talk about?
Creatures in the cages?
Yes. You're the first in my collection.
They talk about family, but it's just a bunch of crap.
Gotta sell for Neva, gotta sell for Delgado. Gotta sell for Mathis. This is gonna be great. Okay. Oh, I should have done this first. But I want to talk to the other person at the brig, so I will be right back. I'm just gonna cut there. Lieutenant Jillian Toff.
It's good to have you back. What can I do for you?
Will I have any access to SysDef resources while I'm undercover?
We'll provide you with information, but any inventory or ship services, it's best you get from the fleet. It'll help you maintain your cover and also give you an idea of how the fleet's
that's why I built a Crimson Fleet ship. What other background information can you give me on the fleet?
They're pirates in every sense of the word, but they've managed to get more organized under their current leadership. That makes them especially dangerous, but hopefully it makes them a little more predictable too.
Did you have to chase that fleet ship through that asteroid belt?
Yes, sir. Protocol says we prioritize the mission.
Why hold prisoners aboard diversions when you can send them directly to prison? I know the reason why, but whatever.
2 reasons. First, Commander Akande's playing this operation extremely close to the vest. That means keeping prisoners under his own roof until this is resolved. Second, this is an undercover mission. For our safety and yours, we need to keep these prisoners out of the spotlight.
I have evidence for you.
Well done. Let's see what you found.
Picked this up from the Lock Penitentiary on Suvorov.
It's amazing that all this romantic nonsense about Crix's legacy really just amounts to a rumor Jasper Crix picked up in jail. It just goes to show you how a tiny rumor can snowball into a full-blown fairy tale. That it?
According to this, you have a mole feeding supplies to Jasmine Durand.
Yeah, you're right. But there's no way this was a solo job. Shifting all those parts takes serious manpower. I'll send this to Mast so they can shake the tree a bit, see what falls out. Looks like Durand better start looking for parts somewhere else. Any other fragments?
And then I've discovered something interesting about Red Leaf Jasso.
So, Mr. Yasso is actually Lionel Soto. We thought Soto was dead. At least, that's what the records told us. I'll have the records updated, but seeing as Mr. Yasso has surrounded himself with the Crimson Fleet, there isn't much we can do. Yet.
Oh, don't worry, I can get to him.
Anything else?
No, that's all I have for
Understood. Keep searching and you're bound to find more.
You really don't like talking about the past, do you?
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Nope.
Why do you care so much about my past?
I need you on my crew. Why do you care so much I'm asking?
Because the things you're asking are private, and we're supposed to be maintaining a professional rapport, not making friends.
Too bad. What's wrong with making friends?
Look, I like to keep my attachments at a minimum, okay? In my line of work, if you make friends, you eventually end up losing them, either through reassignment or, well, for other reasons.
Call it professional courtesy. I like to know who I'm working with.
I suppose that's fair, though I'm not sure you're gonna like what you find out. Would it shock you to learn that I spent some time in prison? I suppose that makes me a hypocrite.
Quite the opposite. It explains quite a lot.
Oh, does it now? Was I giving off some kind of ex-con sort of
Definitely.
vibe? Well, give me a chance to explain. I grew up in the Well in New Atlantis. Parents made barely enough money to keep the lights on in our apartment. After I dropped out of school, they begged for me to look for work. But I realized it was a lot easier to simply take whatever I wanted instead. A year after that, I'm a career criminal with UC security breathing down my neck.
Oh, please, that's barely a prison.
My parents
That's like
kicked
jail
me out of the
time.
house.
I'm waiting for the bad news.
Don't worry. You won't be waiting long. I was having the time of my life, earning way more than I needed to simply get by and loving every minute of it. Back then, if you would have told me one day I'd be wearing this uniform, I'd have said you were out of your mind.
I bet UC Sysdef eventually recruited you for an undercover sting operation.
Very funny. And not even relatively close. Let's just say the years after my time in the Well were filled with highs and lows. Look, the point is that I felt you deserved to know a bit about my past, to know where my anger towards the fleet comes from.
Yeah, being a criminal in New Atlantis is a long way from running with the fleet.
Longer than you can possibly imagine. Well, I think you've had enough for now. You get the point. Let's get back to it before Keyboy writes us a citation for loitering.
Okay.
Let me know if you need anything else.
I am going to fast travel. Where am I going exactly? I need to go back to Aquila to steal from them. Yeah, so I guess for this... Hold on, let me check my recording time. Oh, wow, it's actually pretty long. I'm gonna nip back to New Atlantis, deliver the branch, and we'll see what happens. Tree Man. Tree Man should be here.
I hope Aquila City has what we need.
Kelton.
Have you paid a visit to Miss Castler in Aquila City?
Yes, I got your stupid branch. here. There's a museum director who doesn't like me very much.
Well, I'm sure she'll get over it. Or perhaps you could simply avoid Aquila City. Maybe the entire Freestar Collective.
Wow, throwing shade there.
Now, I just need a moment to analyze this and synthesize an audio response to our friend here. All right, so we'll feed in a sample. Now the program will incorporate the genetic and chemical makeup of the sample, extrapolating the size and structure of the original tree. This was put together rather hastily, so complete accuracy is impossible, but I'm hoping it's enough. And there it is. Our best hope for a positive solution to this mess. So, we
Burning
now
it down?
have a simulated response to our tree. All that's left is to play it.
I don't have much of a singing voice, but I can try.
Oh, I'm quite certain you couldn't achieve the necessary register. Far too low for human vocal cords. I've been forced to listen to this SSNN kiosk chatter incessantly this entire time. I think it could be put to better use.
I agree.
We don't have time to go through the proper channels, but if you can find a terminal and get this uploaded into their system, it might do the trick.
Exposure to the frequency in this simulation could be potentially harmful. Are you sure we should do this?
You're right. There's a chance that there could be some minor adverse side effects, but none would be life-threatening. We won't play the broadcast loud or long enough to cause any major or permanent damage to humans or other organic life. And aside from that, if we don't calm this tree down soon, well, I fear that the vibrations it's emitting will eventually reach such strength it could severely damage our internal organs.
I don't care if it's illegal. I'll take care of it.
I have no doubt that you will.
Kelton's audio file added. Let's go back to SSNN.
If you ever find yourself with a hot lead, our best.
SSN and SX. Roscat diagnosis. Upload diagnostic file. Run diagnostic. Return to the tree. And while I'm here, let's talk to this person here.
Talk and get paid. I spent my sources back. Here to report anything else?
I have information about a gal bank robbery on Aquila City.
You certainly get around. I'm surprised that branch has any customers left the number of times it's been held up. But I thought the Rangers had finally managed to get a handle on it. I heard there was a standoff. That true?
My first time there too. Welcome to Aquila City. Don't mind the robbery.
I hear the robbers are provided free of charge. All part of the service. What happened to the robbers? The Shaw gang?
I mopped all the robbers up. No survivors.
Wait, what? You cleaned them out? Jesus. I'm sorry, but I might have to dig up some witnesses to confirm that. Anyway, these things are often messy. Any customers or Galbank staff get hurt?
Thankfully, there were no casualties, not even any injuries I know of.
That's really good news. Usually, well, it's a different kind of story. You were there. You were involved in resolving it. Any comment on the Freestar Rangers? Having another high-profile robbery in their own backyard is a bit of a black eye.
Desperate people do desperate things. The Rangers kept it from turning into a massacre.
Huh. That's really good to know. Stories like this always fire up public outrage and appetite. Thanks for the interview. And take this.
Awesome. And I'm gonna go back to the tree. Be right back.
We've done it! I'm already seeing reductions in the strength of the vibrations. The tree is calming down. I can hardly believe that worked.
What happens now?
I don't know. We've been in uncharted territory this whole time. That doesn't stop now. With the immediate crisis hopefully over, I can slow down and review everything we've learned. And certainly, I'll be keeping a much closer eye on our friend going forward. And you have saved this tree and advanced our scientific knowledge of our environment. Noble work across the board. You have my gratitude and that of every citizen in New Atlantis, though they don't know it.
5,000 credits, not bad.
Program recently celebrated its 50th year.
And yeah, I think I'm going to end it here. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.